I'm Heidi, creator of Heavenly Minded Homeschool, and I am so excited to share with you the classes that our co-op is offering here for the month of May. Homeschool is such a special thing. We have been homeschool parents here for about a dozen plus years, and we've graduated our oldest. We've got the younger three in there now, and it's something that we have been so passionate about. It's why we started on YouTube even, was to share about homeschool and resources for families. And something that we have offered for the past few years here is the HMH co-op. Now we're wrapping up here another year of co-op classes, and to all the families who have been with us, you guys are the best, and we just appreciate you all. You have beautiful children, and we love getting to connect and be a team here together to build one another up. For those of you who maybe haven't heard about the HMH co-op before, it is our online, yes, virtual co-op for Christian homeschool families. We have an amazing team over there of teachers. They are phenomenal. You guys can go to the website to get all the details, learn about the teachers, get all of the information for each and every one of these classes. But I wanted to take just a couple minutes here to share these details with you. And you're gonna wanna head over and check out the website here soon, because registration for the May classes does close on April 30th. As just a quick reminder here, May is the last month for the HMH co-op for our core classes. And so even if you're not sure if you want to start now, you're kind of wrapping up your homeschool year as well, you can take a look around the website to get an idea of what types of classes we offer, as we'll be back with the new school year in August. So just a heads up for our core classes here, it is the end of the school year for us. We will have some clubs and things going on over the summer and then start back up in August. So just for any of us who are doing some of our planning and looking through this, thought that would be helpful. So what do we have going on over in the co-op this month? Our first group of classes here are our Bible classes. So for our little kiddos, they meet with Miss Alexis. She has a 5-day flex curriculum available. That means that 3 days, there are pre-recorded lessons, materials, everything that you need as the parent to sit down and work with our kiddos to go over and understand, right, the stories of the Bible, what scripture has to say. There's memory verses and amazing resources all put together there for us to do with our kiddos. And then 2 days a week, they get on with Miss Alexis to go over the lessons they're learning, the memory verses they're working on, and to have their Bible class there with their peers. And so for any of our little kiddos, their Bibles class, they have such a fun time. I love seeing the things that our youngest has learned there in that class. It really is so wonderful. And for our big kiddos, all the way up through the teens and even the young adults, Pastor Brandon, my husband, he leads a class for those kiddos. They get in a call with him on Zoom twice a week, and they sit down and they work through their Bible reading. They'll be doing different reading through scripture throughout the week. We encourage you to do it together as a family, and then they get on with Pastor Brandon and they go through, they read together, they ask questions, they discuss. Listening to the conversations that our kids have with Pastor Brandon and of course their peers in that class is one of my favorite things. Is it's so amazing to see what exactly our kids are retaining, the questions they have, the thoughts they put together, and having a space to go and ask their questions and be challenged a little bit in their thought process. We don't want to teach our kids what to think. We want to teach our kids how to think. And the way that the littles Bible class is set up to our older kids Bible class, I love the way it has been working out, and to see how much the kids have grown this school year has just been such a blessing. Now, when it comes to language arts, we have a few different levels here. And so if you're just now finding this, you're not sure where your child belongs, make sure you email my mom, Miss Dorothy, at hmhcoop@gmail.com. So that way you can meet with the right teacher, have an assessment, and we can make sure that we're getting your child set up in the perfect class to help them succeed. The first class that we have is our Storytime Fun. For this month in May, they're going to meet once a week for up to 45 minutes. You're going to get a private class page with different activities and things that you can be doing together at home as well, to help our littlest ones here start to pull together so many amazing things that they're going to need to be that jumping off point when they start to learn to read and write and do all of that. So starting to put together the letters, the sounds, numbers, shapes, colors, right? All those bits and pieces that their curious little minds are starting to sort through and figure out. Storytime Fun is the class for them. That that is with Miss Abby, and she makes it so fun. I love the little activities that the kiddos do over there. But once you have a child that's a little bit older, they're now starting to, they've got their letters down, they've got their sounds down, right? They're starting to put these things together so that they can learn to read. We have the phonemic awareness class. Phonemic awareness is a class that is hosted by Miss Dorothy. They meet 3 days a week, and it really is so wonderful as they start really building up the letters, the sounds, right? Putting everything together, connecting these words, and really giving the children a strong foundation of how the sounds and letters and everything actually work and come together, so that way they can go on to be strong, independent readers. And so phonemic awareness is 3 days a week, getting together. Remember, this is the last class until August when we start up our new school year. Once your kiddo is, kind of past that phonemic awareness level, they're getting their words put together, they're, ready to get going with this, they can meet with Miss Abby in our fluency practice class. This class is so much fun. They meet 3 days a week in their Zoom class. They've got the private class page. All of these do with different activities and things that they're going to be working on. And this is really where we start to build that confidence. They're reading words, they're putting them together. They're in those beginner books, but they really are starting to grow in their skill set. And I think even more importantly, their confidence level to read out loud and in their heads. We're working on that comprehension, being able to understand what they're reading as they put it together, and to really grow as a young reader. And so fluency practice is wonderful, working with their accuracy. They've even had the opportunity, now they're working through a typing program to help our kiddos learn to take these words they're seeing and reading and being able to type them out and grow that skill set as well. And so fluency practice is a wonderful, wonderful class. And for our kiddos who are reading, they've grown in their confidence and they are moving on up to those chapter books, we have our intermediate readers. And they're gonna meet 3 times a week with Miss Alexis as they read through a book together. I love this class because Miss Alexis is an amazing, avid reader herself, and her kids are always reading the best books, as she's a fellow homeschool mama as well. So sitting down and having these great books that they're reading, this month they're doing Where the Mountain Meets the Moon by Grace Lynn, and they're gonna be reading through it. But then she brings in amazing conversation. So it's not comprehension in the way of, here, give me a book report, here, fill this out. It's having these conversations, looking at what's going on in the book, taking those aspects and comparing them to our biblical standard of living, having these open conversations about the history of where this character is and what's going on in this time and in this place, and how do we understand that through a biblical lens and in our modern day in life as we know it. And so the reading classes, these book clubs that they do, are so wonderful because the kids are going to be reading and growing their reading skills, but then you also get some history, some character building, just biblical worldview knowledge. And I really think it is a wonderful way to deepen our kids' skills, but in a fun, true, and relatable way that they would use that in real life. The last class here in our language arts category would be the Writing Academy. I am so excited about this, as this class has just developed into something so amazing this year. Now, May's Writing Academy is only open to those who have already been started here in the apprentice writers level, as they are finishing up the stories they were working on. So if you're just now finding this and you're interested about getting your kiddo into the Writing Academy, be sure to reach out to Miss Dorothy at hmhcoop@gmail.com to ask her for more information, so that way we can make sure that your kiddo has a spot saved here in the Writing Academy. It will be back in August, and next year it is going to be bigger and better than ever. I am so amazed at the writers we have. I would say I think most of the students were quite reluctant writers, and they have blossomed into amazing authors. And so the apprentice writers will be coming back together here this month, and they will be continuing to work on and finish up the stories that they started writing a little bit ago. Now this class is co-taught by Miss Dorothy, and my son actually, Travis, he went through this class as well. And I will tell you, he was a very, very struggling writer. He is dyslexic, reading is so difficult for him. He hated writing. I honestly was at a loss and didn't know what to do. I reached out to my mom, who is a long-time teaching veteran, and said, Mom, can you help me with him? I don't know what to do. And honestly, that's where we started a few years ago, and the class you're seeing today is the result of that. My son is now publishing books himself, is absolutely in love with writing, takes his job as an author very, very seriously, and wanted to pour back into his friends and the students here in the co-op to help them become better writers, to be able to take these thoughts in their head and turn them into amazing stories. And so this apprentice writers class has been so fantastic as they work through these classes, build up these different activities and skill sets to really bloom in their writing. Now for our electives, because of course we have some fun stuff for the kiddos to do as well. And for the month of May, we have 2 different art classes that the kiddos can join in. There they will be meeting with Miss Abby. Both classes take place on Tuesdays each week, and those would be Art Fun and Art Growth. So Art Fun is for all ages. It's for anyone just wanting to get together, have different activities, to work through different things and explore some areas of art, while even bringing in some science at the same time and working through some amazing activities that Miss Abby has put together for them. The second class would be Art Growth. This is for our older, more serious students looking to really grow their skill set as artists. And I love seeing the things. We have so many talented and creative kiddos in our families, and it's so beautiful to see them learn from Miss Abby that technique, but also to have just that encouragement as well to grow their skills. This month is going to be a ton of fun because Miss Abby is pulling in some super exciting techniques on getting outdoors and using God's natural creation around us to really let that artistic juice flow through them and the things they're going to be creating. So I'm very, very excited to see what comes of these ones. I know I have some pretty artsy kiddos and they are really looking forward to these classes. The next class that we have here is actually a new class that I think the kids are really going to enjoy, and that would be our crochet club. This one is also taught by a fellow HMH co-op student, and I am so excited to see our older students here wanting to pour back in and do things with their peers. Miss Alexis and her daughter Kaylin are going to be heading up here the crochet club. This is super exciting, and it's for our big kiddos on up through the teens. This is totally beginner. So if you have a kiddo who enjoys crocheting or would like to learn how to crochet and start making some fun projects and learning the basics of crocheting, this class is for them. I'm really excited for this, and I think it's going to be a really great thing. I love handicrafts, right? Just skill sets that we can learn and use, and they have so many fun uses, especially crocheting. You learn the basics of crochet, you can make anything, and it only grows from here. So Crochet Club is going to be a blast, and I cannot wait to see what our students make. Our last elective here is Minecraft Club. Now, for security reasons, Minecraft Club is only open to students who are enrolled in at least one other class. They have so much fun. These kiddos meet once a week on a Zoom call each Thursday. They get together and they have special challenges and activities and things that they do. It's so much fun. Our son and Miss Abby head that up, and they do so many wonderful things, and seeing the activities they put together and then watching my other kids participate in the activities, they have a blast. It's such a treat. At the end of the day, at the end of the week, they all get on there together and have such a wonderful time playing together and doing different things. The really cool thing about this, though, is when you get your seat in the Minecraft Club, your student has access to the realm that they play in all month long. So I know for our kids, earning time that they can get on and play and do stuff and see if anybody else is on, they really do enjoy that. And then of course meeting at their little Minecraft Club meets where they do special activities. But it is really fun that they have this safe space that they can get on, that they can play, they can be building and doing their different things that they're doing, but they have that access all month long. And then of course that special club time every Thursday to get together. And so Minecraft Club has been a really fun thing that the kids have absolutely enjoyed this year. So whether it's a way to get in and have an amazing Bible resource, maybe your student is needing to learn to read or growing as a writer, or maybe it's just a fun elective to be able to get on in a faith-focused environment and work on a skill set, to meet friends and to have a great time and work with a fellow teacher. I'm so thankful for the HMH Co-op and so thankful to you all for coming and joining us and making it such a wonderful space for our children to learn. So of course, be sure to head over to the website now so that way you can get all the details, all the information, and sign up for the classes that you would like to before they close and get ready to start here for the month of May. If you ever have any questions, you have any suggestions, you have any feedback, anything you would like to share, always feel free to reach out to Miss Dorothy, the co-founder here of the entire HMH Co-op. You can just email her at hmhcoop@gmail.com and she'd be more than happy to help you, as we truly want to see it be a space that lifts up other families, who helps our children grow, and really just be that community space here where we know we've got some support, as homeschool can be a little intimidating sometimes, but having great resources like this really does make a difference. So I cannot wait to see you all over there in these next classes. Again, if you have any questions, just let us know. Feel free to share this with any other homeschool families and groups that you know that might be looking for a great resource in a faith-focused environment to really lift our children up and encourage them to love learning. We'll see you over there. Bye.